like to call the planning board meeting of September 19th, 2024 to order. Introducing planning board members and staff. To my far right, Hank McCarl, Beverly Bookin, our vice chair, Jane Ramson. I'm Rick Noonan, and Greg Catamatori, who is our planning director. First on the agenda. Oh, sorry, David's online. Thank you. Out of sight, out of mind. Next on the agenda is A&Rs, site plan reviews, and preliminary subdivision plans. We have a submission under site plan review, application submitted by Leonard Linquata for a new commercial building to be located at 90 Grove Street, Assessor's Map 40, lot number 2. We have representing pro se, and I don't know if we have a microphone. Maybe we just use one of the ones at the...
All set.
I know you've done this once before, but just name and address for the record.
My name is Leonard Linquata. I live at 4 Reef Knot Way in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Thank you. Why don't you give us a little outline of your idea, Lenny?
I own a piece of property on 92 Grove Street. Presently is an industrial site. I have some space that has been covered over by concrete, and I would like to place a storage garage on that space.
That was in our submission here. Yep, thank you.
I am coming in front of the committee to ask for a waiver for 5.851, 5.852, 5.853, and 5.854. The cost of the project in total will be about $200,000. And the drainage is all existing drainage that is in place right now that we're going to use. So that's my story.
Okay, thank you. Greg?
So again, a fairly simple application. There's no kind of net increase of an impervious area. It's going over an area that's already previously disturbed and developed. So this was farmed to review by the engineering department, public works, the building department, and there were no, as well as the fire department. There'll be the typical review during the building permit process, but otherwise the application was fairly simplified again, because it's kind of an infill building. This is really at the end of Grove Street, not really visible from too many locations. So there are some omissions from the strict adherence to the standards of the site plan review ordinance, which would recommend support waiving those because of the limited activity.
Questions on waivers, Jane?
I don't know what 5 point.
So there was a requirement.
Sorry, I don't know what the waivers are.
Sure. So there was some limited detail in the site application, for instance, not identifying lighting, location, that type of thing. There is the requirement for the submission of drainage calculations associated with the drainage design. It's using the existing system that's in place, just a relocation of a catch basin. So I don't think there was any concern from the engineering department in that respect. And there's also a requirement for a landscape plan.
Right. And weren't there 4?
Mr. Linquata.
Storage. There'll be storage for
Cost estimate,
cost estimate,
which was just provided.
$200,000.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Make a motion.
Sure. I move that we approve the site plan review application submitted by Leonard Linquata for a new commercial building to be located at 90 Grove Street. But, oh, 1 point of order. I think you said 92 Grove Street.
It's 9092. It's both.
Okay.
It's several lots moving down. All connected.
90-90.
90-92. Yes.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion by Jane Ramson. We have a second by Hank McCarl. We're going to need a roll call vote.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member McCarl,
Yes.
Member Bookin,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Rosen.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Lenny. Next on the agenda this evening is an approval not required plan submitted by Cross Street Apartments LLC to divide property at 118 Eastern Ave, Assessors Map 264, lot number 5. Floor is yours.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Joel Favaza. I'm an attorney at Seaside Legal Solutions with an address of 123 Main Street in Gloucester, here on behalf of Cross Street Apartments LLC. This A&R plan should look familiar because back in May, a previous version was submitted and this board endorsed previous version of this plan in June of this year. It then went to the Land Court Engineering Department to be reviewed, and they determined that the western property line of Lot 2, which is the property line that abuts the non-locus neighbors, needed to be jogged to the east a fraction of a foot. In doing that, it requires the dividing line between Lot 1 and Lot 2 to be moved to the east slightly also to make sure that the new Lot 2 still has the 65 feet of frontage and maintains that frontage all the way back to the building envelope portion of the site. So again, this is like a fraction of a foot adjustments to the lot lines previously approved, and this is all at the behest or insistence of the land court.
All right. Floor? No? Straightforward?
Eastern Avenue at the bottom of the map?
Bottom.
Yeah, so Joel, I remember having trouble with this before because I thought that this made the side lot distance non-conforming because you're allowed 3 feet for a covered porch.
Yes, you are correct. And so although an A&R does not certify compliance with zoning, prior to coming to the planning board the first time, we went to the zoning board of appeals and received relief on that left side yard setback for Lot 1 to allow for the division. And then it'll be a question to building inspector whether this de minimis line jogging requires the ZBA to amend their relief or whether he'll allow it to go through, given that it's less than a foot. The intent of the original relief is still being served.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
So how is that decision rendered with regard to the ZBA? I mean, it seems to me makes sense that it's just de minimis, but.
Again, it'll be submitted to the building commissioner, and he'll make that determination. And if necessary, then they'll have to seek additional relief.
So what we do is independent of that. And we
Correct.
just- Thank
Yep.
you.
Mike?
Yep.
Structures shown are currently in existence.
Yes, it shows the existing house on Lot 1, and then it shows the existing garage on Lot 2 that has been permitted to be replaced with a new residential structure.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the approval not required plan submitted by Cross Street Apartments LLC to divide property at 118 Eastern Ave.
So map 264, lot 5. Oh, just belts and suspenders. We have a motion. Needed a second, please.
Second.
So motion by Jane Ramsden, seconded by Beverly Bookin. I need a roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin,
Yes.
Member McCarl,
Yes.
and Member Rosen.
Yes.
And if the chair would be so kind, the Mylar is here. If we're able to obtain a signature, the land court's looking for us to get it over to them ASAP.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got a little reading next. So next under the agenda is site plan review. Application submitted by Beauport LLC for a 50-space parking lot to be located at 1 Gloucester Crossing Road, Assessors Map 262, Lot 13. At the request of the applicant, this was to be withdrawn. I guess the language was without prejudice.
Yes. So just a motion to accept the withdrawal.
I move that we accept the withdrawal of the site plan review submitted by Beauport Gloucester LLC for a parking lot to be located at 1 Gloucester Crossing Road without prejudice.
Second.
So I have
I just simply have a question. What is going on? They wanted to put a parking lot up there, right?
They have withdrawn that application at this point. So they'll, anything that they suggest to do for the property, they'll have to return to the board.
Okay.
We have a motion by Jane Ramsden, seconded by Beverly Bookin. I need a roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin, Member McCarl,
Yes.
and Member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you, David. Next on the agenda, under public hearings, in accordance with the provisions of Mass General Law 41 and the rules and regulations governing the subdivision of land in Gloucester, Gloucester Planning Board to consider, consider a two-lot subdivision plan filed by 20 Main Street LLC entitled Chisholm Court Extension at 20 Main Street, Assessor's Map, Lot 90. There's no Assessor's Map, but it's Lot 94. It would be map 7 if it was up there. Again, at the request of the applicant, they've asked for continuance to our October 3rd meeting in 2024. So I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
A motion.
Second.
So we have a motion by Jane Ramsden, seconded by Hank McCarl. I need a roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin,
Yes.
Member McCarl,
Yes.
Member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you, David. Next on the agenda, major project review in accordance with GZO 5.7.4. The Gloucester Planning Board will review the proposed major project submitted by 20 Main Street or 20 Main LLC for a 24 residential unit mixed-use project to be located at 20 Main Street, Assessor's Map 7, Lot 94. Again, at the request of the applicant, this has been asked to be continued to our October 3rd, 2024 meeting date. I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
We have a motion by Jane Ramsden, a second.
Second, is there any background information on this?
So prior to the last meeting, we did receive the peer review for the various components of the project that were reviewed. The applicant is preparing responses, so we're hoping that that will be the time that they'll be able to return and have a full presentation of the peer review as well as their response.
We already had a site visit, is that correct?
Yes, we've had a site visit. Yep.
So we have a motion by Jane Ramsden, second by Beverly Bookin. I need a roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin,
Yes.
Member McCarl,
Yes.
and Member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, under other business, review of minutes from November 19th, 2020. Wow,
Kudos to Catherine for getting these done. Are you going to put them up? Or,
Yes, I will.
okay.
Pastor Greg.
Anya, without a mouse.
So I had a comment on the last page under number 3, discussion of housing production plan. It says, good discussion at the last planning board meeting and the subcommittee met yesterday. I think we should name the subcommittee. What is the name of the subcommittee?
I think that was the Planning Board Subcommittee on Housing.
That's what we should call it.
I didn't see it because it went by so fast. Are all of us, let's make sure we're there.
You were there.
Okay. Recycle it.
I move that we approve the minutes of November 19, 2020.
Motion, I need a second, please.
Second.
So we have a motion by Jane Ramsden, second by Beverly Bookin. Need a roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin,
Yes.
Member McCarl,
Yes.
Member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you. Back to the agenda here. So, so we have minutes from September 5th of 2024. Take a look at these.
I have no comments.
Any other comments on the September 5th date? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move that we approve the minutes of September 5th, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Jane Ramsden, second by Beverly Bookins. Roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin, Member McCarl,
Yes.
Member Rosen.
Yes.
Fantastic. I think so.
Anything else?
We'll see you next Thursday,
26th.
on the 26th.
Enjoy.
That will be at 6:30.
6:30 here, yes?
Correct.
Look up all the space while you have it.
Anything further, Mr. Chairman?
That's it. Do the
I'll
honors,
I'll
please.
move to adjourn.
Thank you. We have a motion. I need a second, please.
Second.
So we have a motion by Hank McCarl for an adjournment. We have seconded by Beverly Bookins. Just need a roll call vote.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
Member Remsen,
Yes.
Member Bookin,
Yes, please.
Member McCarl,
Yes.
and Member Rosen.
Yes.
All right. Have a nice trip, David.